Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, as they say in some old TV series that I can't remember the name of. We are back with the Long Voyage. It is the year 2018 in real life, consequently. We have not been playing for a few weeks and everybody's a bit out of the loop, so bear with us. Last time we played, I'm going to do a bit of a recap today because, Chris has been out of it and he's snotty, the poor guy. So everybody please, every listener out there, please pity Chris. He's not feeling good. Other than that,
woe is me.
Yes, really.
Sounds like he's feeling just fine to me.
Right.
Yeah, he's way too spunky.
I don't want to know about spunk. We haven't even started playing yet and we're already going down that road. Alright. Anyway,
I'm sick.
Last time on the Long Voyage, the heroes, or whatever you want to call them, were still exploring the city of Kepa in the Lotus Empire. They met various interesting people. Specifically, Frothy met with the young women Yun and Nari, who have been one of them has been shafted, not to put it mildly, by the young lordling of Kepa, whom she was supposed to marry, and then he basically bailed on her.
So the issue is that she didn't get the shaft then.
Ladies and gentlemen of the viewing audience, this is a service announcement. This is what I have to deal with.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Yes. Anyway, he met with them and had a bit of a conversation with those people. He also met one of their helpers, if you would, a man by the name of Ikeda Daichi, and he's some sort of enforcer or at least a man of skill and weaponry in the service of Yun and Nari, respectively. And also, some of the others were, I think that was, am I correct in remembering that it was Sindri and Ilva who went and visited the very, very creepy old man in his esoteric shop of horrors. I think so, anyway, and that's, in broad terms, that's what happened last time, right up until the very ending, where the city suddenly erupted in chaos and some proto rioting in the streets, because word broke that Lord Zung, the ruler of Kepa, was dead. And not only was he dead, but he had been, how do you put this delicately, turned into a pincushion and stuck to the wall with long arrows in his private office. Sorry, what?
So you said he got a lot of shafts.
Yes, he got a lot of shafts, arrow shafts to be precise. And
just because his son wouldn't get out of this.
Apparently, and in any case, he is in fact dead. And, that has everybody in town panicking. Well, not everybody. Yun and Nari, who explained that basically, and especially this man that Frothy met there, Daichi Keda, actually said or explained the problem with Kepa and how it's been basically how the people of Kepa are living a beautiful, brilliant life of opulence and plenty, while the people who produce the food and the raw materials that they use to lead this wonderful life out in the surrounding villages are basically being treated as slaves and live miserable, short, hard, and dirty lives, often going hungry to the point of starvation. So people are now afraid that their cornucopia of delights is going to come to an end. You also met a man towards the very end called Guo, who presented himself as a member of an organization known as the Mist. He also specifically said that the Mist were not the people who had killed Lord Sung, which then begs the question why he is in Kepa to begin with. And you were at that time, you were walking with Ren, and he was revealed to be the emissary of the Sword of the Dove. And the reason why you were walking with Ren was that your young ward, so to say, the young lady that you are in fact protecting on her journey to her nuptials, Li Ling, is living she is living in the palace, and people are moving on the palace, because now they want answers to what is going to happen. So, yeah. That's where we pick up, with you guys standing amidst pure chaos.
I think even though there's a full chaos around her, Ilva can't help but smile smugly. That's why you knew so much, huh? And then elbows him.
Assuming you were talking about Ren, or to Ren.
Yep.
He smiles a, sort of sheepish, apologetic smile and shrugs and goes, well, yes, but it isn't something you, how to put this, it's not something you advertise in the Lotus Empire. After all, Kanashi is in exile.
Oh, I get it.
Not the sort of thing you'd use to break the ice at feasts, then.
No, because you don't know, he says, whether the people you are breaking the news to are in fact you get the point.
The term they use in the Green Shores where we were last is fecking Egypts, which I believe translates to copulating idiots.
Yeah, that pretty much sums it up, he says. But we should probably get to the palace, because I'd rather make sure that Liling is safe.
Yes, first priority. Let's get back to it.
Let us indeed. He begins to move towards the castle, and again, as I said, there are quite a lot of other people who's got pretty much the same idea. So, yeah. How do?
Well, luckily we're taller than them, so we have an easier time pinpointing where we're gonna go.
Yes.
Yes.
We can use Ilva as an icebreaker and send her up front, tell her to, go that way and push everyone aside.
Yeah.
Basically, the idea is, as I think would be the most appropriate, is form a diamond around around Ren, with Ilva at the front and Goofy at the back, and just
then we fuse.
And just this is not that kind. This is wrong. And I say this in full knowledge of what I'm saying. Wrong universe.
But you said form a diamond.
Not that kind. Oh, for goodness' sake! A formation. Oh, no. Do you know? I'm not going to bother. I'm not going to get sucked in. We're going to going and basically
you could say that you are forming you are taking up a rhomboid shape around Ren in order to protect him.
Yes, that works as well.
Yeah, so, all the diamonds have that shape.
Yes, and we just basically push our way through the crowds as best we can.
Yes,
I assume.
You can push your way to the fort. It takes a while, and you do get buffeted around. Yes, you are bigger. You are stronger, and people do kind of want to, not get pushed too hard by people who are armed and foreign looking and scary and oh my goodness, what are those, and are they demons, and plenty of people who look at Frothy in particular and go Oni and back away.
Well, I smile at them as if I'm going to eat them.
And they run as fast as they can in the throng. The problem is that you would estimate there's probably between 2,000 and 3,000 people pushing up towards the gates at this point, and more are arriving all the time. Needless to say, the people behind the gates have actually closed it.
Shouldn't be a problem. What's the gate made of?
Heavily reinforced wood.
But it is wood.
It is wood.
Please don't tell me you're thinking of burning down the main gate.
Only if Ren can't diplomance his way in.
I mean, if he can't diplomance his way in, might I posit that there might be another entrance we could use? Rather than, just going to the next logical extreme and allowing this angry mob that's forming, basically giving them a free pass into the building to run riot.
Yes.
Well, you did say it was the next logical step. I don't see why that would be an issue.
I was saying there was. I don't know if you picked on from this. There was perhaps a hint of sarcasm when I said that.
Just a bit.
No.
You realize he doesn't get sarcasm, right?
No,
No, you're thinking of Chris.
No, I don't pick it up
It was
because
in character.
yes, I don't pick it up because I'm special. You don't pick it up because you are ginger and therefore soulless.
But you still get sarcasm, though.
Not always.
Right.
Anyway, so
you
yes.
are up to the gates, and getting through is a bit of a problem. Again, Ren does try to get the attention of people inside, but it's practically impossible because while he's shouting, everybody else out there is shouting as well. And he tries knocking on the gates. The problem is there's something like 20 other people hammering at the gates as well. So the guards inside are not in any particular hurry to open the door and let people in. What you can tell is that by far that there are some angry people in the crowd, and there are clearly some people who see this as an opportunity to get in and make some real trouble. By far the majority of the people here are frightened.
Is it how wide is the way leading up to the doors?
About
the base?
10, maybe 12 or 13 paces.
Wide enough that the four of us might be able to form a cordon and push these people back a bit?
No, not
Okay.
at all. You might be able to cover. You'd have to be shoulder to shoulder, and even with your shields down, you would only be able to cover maybe just under half of that width.
Right. I think we need to. Well, we haven't really got any means of which to project our voice over the crowd or to calm them down. Certainly not with us looking at. We need to find another way in, basically.
Could scare them away.
I'd rather we didn't. They're frightened enough as it is. If we actually get them to panic, I don't think they'll run away. They might. There's too many people. There will be
They
a
might
crush.
frenzy and attack us.
There'll be a crush, and people will get killed.
Well, I mean, people don't run into fire, but fair enough.
No, but they can. They'll trample each other trying to get away.
While you are talking,
Mm-hmm.
oh, by the way, I should probably say at this point that Brain, if you have been speaking, we can't actually hear you. You've been muted, it seems.
Oh yeah, I know.
Okay, I just wanted to be sure. Well, Gylfi is standing next to Ren at this point, while the others are basically trying to figure out how do we handle this. And Gylfi, you notice that Ren's eyes slowly start drifting upwards.
I follow with the look.
Then he leans over towards you and say, "We could go over."
Gilfy rubs his chin. Rope.
Feeling up
Oh,
to
not.
it?
Sure. Not definitely not here.
No. We probably have to go, I don't know, somewhere behind the castle while everybody tries to get in the front door.
Yeah, I could feel that.
Okay, we'll try that, I think, because, quite frankly, this is not going to work.
Wait. Yes, alright. Done. Please. Does he even have climbing?
Yeah, that's a good question.
No.
He's probably skinny enough that Sindri could just use him as an arrow.
Yeah, really.
Oh.
That's
Would be
exactly it.
hilarious.
It would probably be, for at least a little while, it would probably be hilarious. So, Ren tries to get the attention of the three remaining people here.
I think he succeeds.
Right, he leans up towards you and gestures that come with me, we're leaving, because again he's has to pretty much shout this and says this isn't working. We're not going to we're not getting through the gates. Come on.
Mm-hmm.
He starts moving out of the throng again, which surprisingly takes a while as well.
Mm-hmm.
And at this point, you have a feeling that maybe, well, at least a tenth, maybe even 15% of the entire population in this city is, if they are not here already, they are heading towards the gates. There's no question that eventually, unless something is done, they're going to simply squash enough people up against the gates to crack it, and it's going to cost a lot of lives doing so. It's a crowd disaster waiting to happen, but you guys do have something you need to do, and when Ren gets you out of the throng, he starts leading you around the wall of the keep, and basically says we are going to have to go over. We're never going to get through that gate, or at least not safely.
I suppose that's doable.
An interesting idea, but we're not exactly renowned in the Southlands for our climbing skills.
Well, we're gonna have to figure something out. I'm pretty good at it. Do you guys have, by any chance, anything that can function as a rope? Otherwise, I'm gonna have to figure something out when I get up there.
This is the part where I check out of character whether or not Sindri might have some rope in character.
How is the wall built? Is it completely smooth?
Not well. Yeah, the city walls are, but not the palace. Inside there are plenty of handholds.
Well, I've done a lot of climbing.
He looks relieved that one of you might be able to help with that.
But I'm also a klutz, I might fall on you.
We have to take our chances, I think, he says.
Would
If you see me falling, move.
Yes.
Would rope come under either personal or group basics?
I think there is actually... Yep, group basics does include some rope.
Okay, so between us, we should have some rope enough to maybe...
Yeah, you'd have to splice it, but you can do that.
Yep, we shall slice away.
I mean, that actually... Splicing rope actually falls under profession seamanship. So,
We lost someone.
Yes, Asmus has abandoned
Rasmus,
us.
did you drop out? Oh, right. He will be back when his computer decides to not be a snotty little bitch.
Those your
Has
words
to
or his?
compliment him.
Those are my words. His computer is being a snotty little bitch.
Yes, I found that my computer's done that recently as well. It seems to be a thing. So we're all ill. Well, we're not all ill, but many of us have fallen ill. Our computers are falling ill.
My computer is fine. Keep your virus to yourself.
Someone is very clearly trying to tell us that 2018 is not going to be worth it.
It's going to be a
No.
sick. It's trying to tell us it's going to be a sick year.
In more than one way.
Mm-hmm.
Well-
Someone want a family, it's just tiny bit defective.
Praise be to Nurgle and all his little minions.
We
Anyway, so,
shall
yes.
get back in character here. So, because you
Yes.
all know how to, behave on a ship, splicing
Mhm.
rope is an essential skill there. So you have no problem,
Would
doing.
go under crewman then?
Yes, it goes under crewman, and
Cool.
so you manage to do that in pretty short order, basically, and basically. Ren looks at Ilva and says, "Well, shall we? You and I, we seem to be the people who know how to climb."
How fond are you of this wall?
How fond I am of it. I don't want to
She is
marry
checking
it.
how hard the wood is.
I'm not particularly keen on marrying it, if that's what you mean.
No, I'm just thinking. And then she takes out a couple of arrows. If I use these, I might get up easier.
Well, most of the wall is made of stone.
Oh, well.
It's just that they are not fitted together, like...
It's a stone wall. I
Yeah.
thought it was wood.
No, it's stone.
Never mind then.
But he says, shall we, then?
Yeah, let all the
You-
mother of luck shine on me.
Will you bring the rope, or shall I?
I can carry it.
Okay, you do so. I need a climbing check from you in that case.
Yay!
And there are plenty of
Feel my
handholds.
excitement.
There are plenty of handholds, and you are not actually in that great of a hurry, so I'll give you +1.
I clicked something. Did it work?
Yes, you did.
Yay!
Let's see about him. Yep, he manages too. If only barely, but he does manage.
Oof! Yeah.
So, you guys both get up the wall. And you get to the crenellations on the wall up at the top, and peek in. And there are no guards on this wall at the moment because they are all down on in front of the they're all down in front of the gates just in case something
Yeah. Desperately holding the fucking gate.
actually desperately lining up in some kind of defensive position, because this is, as far as they're concerned, this is not going to end well. You can see that they have reinforced the gates already. More people are arriving with all manner of material that they can stack up in front of the gates to prevent it from being crushed. People.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. I accidentally pressed the push to talk
That's
button
fine.
as I sneezed.
It's fine. And Gesundheit, obviously, but the point here, or the problem here, is that they are desperately outnumbered. You can count maybe 200 men down there, and there are well in excess of 10,000 outside by now.
Ilva looks over at it while she's unfolding the rope. Why the hell are they actually panicking like that?
Ren looks at her and says, because Lord Sung was a man who loved to feed his people, and his father was a man who loved to feed his people, and so on and so forth, they've gotten used to being well fed and never needing anything. They're not so sure, I think, about Jung. I think they are afraid that he's going to stop the overflow in Kepa and let people out in the villages keep more for themselves. So
She looks at him, rather unimpressed. Shoot a lot of them then.
Yeah, well, people will do anything to protect their luxury if they have it.
Meh. Come on, Frody.
He ties the rope, around one of the crenellations so that it's, nice and secure, and you guys can crawl up.
Don't be scared, the wall won't bite.
Yeah, Gilfy follows. So
Yeah.
doesn't move it, though.
We have no choice. We shall do it.
Okay,
Oh.
so you get up on the walls,
Mm-hmm.
and you can all see when you get up there. As I said, you are on you're almost all the way around the back, not quite, which is why you can see the people lining up by the front gates. You can also hear the noise, and you can see from where you're standing. You can see that the gate is starting to buckle.
Then we need to hurry.
There is a there are several buildings in here, and Ren points towards one of them, which isn't actually the largest, and says, "Over there would be where they found Lord Sung. It was in his office, as I understood it. It's over there." And the building behind it, the one right behind it, he says, "That's where Li Ling is staying. So we need to get that way."
Alright.
And
Not every day you get to save a damsel in distress.
no.
It's a good and proper adventure.
And this is when we realize she's the one who's been holding the fort since we left her here.
Well, you move that way then. That does require you to go down into the actual courtyard.
Mm-hmm. Of course it does.
We'll betide anyone who gets in our way.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure it would be good if we could talk to them before a massacre started.
I highly doubt they'll let someone who's so foreign-looking as us actually talk to them before they attack.
I mean, maybe we could just shove Ren out front and hope for the best.
Meet you!
Nah, don't shout Ren.
So, do we need to be stealthy then?
Good luck with that.
Yeah.
Well, I would say you guys might struggle. I think Sindri is covered.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying good luck with that.
Well, do you want to try at least?
Sure! What can go wrong?
Okay, try some kind of sneaky skill here. If
Thing
you
is, now
have
I've said that, it's going to go so badly wrong. But it's so fun to be smug right before everything goes to shit, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
I'm guessing
Wow,
wrestling-
Sindri, that's a good roll.
I stand corrected.
Yes, you
So-
actually. Yeah, if you
I
have
am-
stealth, then that's what you roll. Oh, Gilfy manages to.
What if you don't have stealth?
Then it's the then it is your Dex -5.
Woohoo! Go Frody!
Wow!
No?
You
Yeah, I don't have 6.
Oh, that's right. No, you don't have. And Ilva is. Yeah, okay. So basically, Sindri and Gylfi get down there, and they and Ren are all quiet, and nobody notices them, and everything is cool and everything is good. And then comes Frothy, who does make some noise, and probably starts to get the attention of some of the people in the courtyard. And then comes Ilva, who...
Probably trips over something.
Exactly. She trips over a water trough for the horses, falls flat on her face. A horse is spooked and panics and, gets up on its hind legs, kicking its front legs, neighing wildly. And as it brings its hooves back down, all the other horses start shaking, tugging on their bindings to get free from where they're bound by the stables. And because they all do so at the same time, the lean-to or there's this roof going out from the wall that they are all standing under, that gets loose and falls down.
Their shelter.
Yes, it falls. It gets loose. The tiles on that roof, because it's tiled, all fall to the ground. About half of them shatter. There isn't a soul in this courtyard that isn't aware that something is happening over there.
You just think it's just a moment where somebody in the party looks back and just says, I keep thinking it's almost like a fool of a toque moment. Basically, it's just continuous things making noise over and over. It just doesn't stop, and he's like, anything else?
Ilva just stands up in the middle of it all with a oops face.
And Sindri's just like, right, you're the distraction, and we're going to carry on. I'm not letting Ilva's noise making distract me from my stealthiness today.
No, you hear. You hear a one of the soldiers, clearly somebody with command rank, shouting, "They're in! They're over the walls! Everyone into the citadel!" And then every soldier begins to retreat into the main keep behind them, which has its own defenses. And just as you think, okay, that's going to work, then another person, also with some kind of rank, shouts, "You 10, get them!" And
shit.
You've got 10 soldiers running towards Frothy and Ilva.
Oh man.
5 of them are armed with bows, the other 5 are armed with shields and spears.
Shield up.
I know. Look where you're walking, Ilva.
Yes.
Stop being such a clutch.
Yes.
Look where you walk. Look where you're walking.
Hey,
Here
Since
we
there's
go.
right. Well, there's only 4 of us now, except for Ren. I think Sindri will turn to Ren and say, "Go and find Li Ling. We'll deal with this."
Ren looks at you and says, "For all we know, there are more soldiers in there. I'll help you with this and we go together."
Fine. Right, better get something or other sorted out.
Yes, we might as well.
See. No, my speed is not improved, so I think me and Ruthie need to do a tiebreaker.
Why are you rolling? Oh, tiebreaker. Yeah.
Yep, Sindri goes first.
Ilva is sulking. So much for saving a damsel in distress.
You can take out your frustrations on the nice gentleman coming to apprehend us.
Yes. Well,
Which one would that be?
We have some troops that I need to enter here as well. Well, no, actually, because they are all at... Actually,
Yep.
Let me see. I just need to do a calculation in my head here. Right, they are actually all after you, so it's fine. I'm just gonna...
Ooh, math, boo.
Yes. Boo indeed.
I'm so looking forward to being stealthy.
Well, you were.
I mean, technically we still aren't, because they're not aware that 3 of us are there yet. They've only seen Frothy and Ilva, so...
See Ilva in a pile of rubble with a lot of tiles around her, Frothy who's face palming.
Well, I'm going to take advantage of the stealth and get one good cinematic moment in where out of the shadow an arrow flies into the throat of one of them, and then things happen. So, but Ren has to go first because he is swift and lightning death,
Pretty much.
and then Ulva can.
He is also the
Sword.
the sword's emissary. So let me see. There we go. That's better. I just needed a color that actually worked. Here we are. And just so I can keep track of these poor people as you slaughter them mercilessly. The first five
wouldn't do that.
Right. The first five are the ones armed with spears and shields, and the next ones are armed with bows. They do also have a sword by their side, but they are not actually carrying shields because it sort of tends to get in the way of a bow. Anyway, let's start with Ren, who actually, Ren stops, for a moment. Then he brings. He is the moment that they start shouting. He has drawn his weapon. It kind of goes without saying, but he weaves a very complicated pattern in the air, almost like for those real life. It looks almost like he's doing a brief sword kata. And then he closes his eyes, ends up standing, straight up and down, closes his eyes. His sword is almost in the, present sword position in front of his face. And his other hand comes up, just two fingers, his middle finger and his index finger extended, so that it parallel with his nose. And the first soldier coming towards you. Let me just see if he manages this. Oh my goodness, he certainly does. The first soldier coming towards you gurgles and starts stumbling. And as you see that, you can see. Let me see here. Okay, you can. He's not dead. That's not the situation here. He's not dead, but what you see is that water starts spraying from his mouth and out of his nostrils.
Ah, water. I hear I was hoping for wind. That could have gotten us some good teamwork.
Yes.
Well, no. At least it means we now have if Frody decides to exercise his favourite hobby, at least we have some means of damage control.
My favorite hobby is scrimshawing.
You say that. I'd rather think it's arson.
No, that's my job.
Yes. But before we get to that, it's Ilva's turn.
How far away are they?
Within reach, you can get to them and take a nice swing at them if you want.
Oh, this is where I want cleave. Imagine cleave with a warhammer.
Yeah, that would be nasty. Well, you can get to the first five. Obviously, the archers are sort of staying behind. Obviously.
Who knew they would be smart?
So yeah.
I is running and attacking.
Yes. You is running
Now
and
I have
attacking.
to remember all this again.
Which one do you run and attack?
How long would it take me to get to the archers?
You would have to go through the ones with the spears, or you can go around, obviously, but that would take you it would take you an extra turn just to get around, plus an extra turn then to reach them, and you would still risk both that they would turn you into a pincushion, and one of the ones with a spear and a shield would sort of say, oh no you don't, and go after you anyway.
You know what, then I rather want the spear people between me and the arrows.
Yep.
So I go for the ones with the spears.
Yes. What number?
I don't know where they're standing, so just one of them.
Okay. But my point is, if you're going for the one who's already drowning.
Nah, he looks like he has that under control.
Sure.
They have some very weird thin blood.
Go ahead. Well, let's just say you're going for number 5.
Whoops! That was the damage, not the skill. Sorry.
Well, let's see if you hit
There it
first.
was!
Alright. So, you bring your hammer around on this man
In a sweeping motion.
in a sweeping motion, and he obviously subtracts some armor and the what he also has for his shield. Let's see if he can actually block this. There's a chance he can block it.
Block it and fly backwards.
Let's see. It's not a huge chance, let's face it, but it's worth trying. He blocks.
Good. Then
He
there's
blocks.
actually a fight in.
There is a fight in this. However, the damage is still absolutely relevant, because what happens is that he blocks and his shield shatters. It
He smiles.
comes
And in
apart.
his language, she just says, "Nice block. Let's try again."
And well, let's just say the man looks suitably frightened.
Turns around to swing again.
Yes, but that was you. Then it's Sindri.
Yep. Okay, I would like to. I'd like to take the opportunity while I'm still hidden from the enemy to get a shot at one of the soldiers with bows. See if I can, take out some of their missile troops before they get too many
Yep.
good shots. Then
That makes all the sense in the world. So yeah.
just gonna give him a thing. Da-da-da-da.
Parry is half of your shield skill, so he just managed.
Yeah.
No, that's block. Parry is with your
Oh,
weapon.
sorry. Yes, parry. Well, that's half of your weapon skill. Parry is half of your weapon skill.
I think I hit something.
Yes, you in fact do. So let's get some damage.
Okay, let's see where's the
That makes no sense.
what doesn't.
Parry is half my skill. Because my parry with one-handed mace is 9.
Yeah.
My skill with one-handed mace is 14.
Let me look it up. Look it up. Parry. Obviously, it is quite important that we get it right. So
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course.
I just realized they hadn't updated those since they started
Parry.
increasing her skills.
okay, let's. Why is this being? Oh, that's why. Here we go. No, that wasn't it. It's going to take a little while because
Yeah.
as always with this game, it's not exactly fantastically laid out.
There are so many games you can say the same about.
Yep.
And it's completely okay. We have to get back into it.
Yeah, we definitely do. In the meantime, you rolled 4 for damage. That sticks in his armor.
It's also impaling.
Oh, that's true. So, well, actually 1 point goes through, but that's then 1.5, which means 1.5, and you round up, so he takes 2 points of damage. There you go. I'm still looking for the parrying thing because it's been for flipping ever since we did this. Parry. Come on,
Good
defense,
point.
defense, 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 defense. Do nothing. Christ, this is defending, here you go. Blocking is... let's see, that's parrying. There we go. Finally, parry, active parry skill is weapon with given weapon is 3 plus half of your skill.
Okay.
And the same for block, it's 3 plus your shield block, which means that actually he did manage it by slightly more than just barely. But yeah, okay.
Do you round up or down?
Always round off. So, you know, if it's 1.5, then you round up.
Okay.
So yeah, you...
So she has a parry of 12.
Yes. Yes, you do. You're really good at it, actually. Of course, you can
That's
only...
because she's good with the two-handed warhammer.
You can obviously only do it once in a round. You have one active defense
Obviously,
per round.
obviously.
And you can't parry a missile weapon.
Oh, that would be a little too...
Yep.
Yeah.
So, that was Sindri. Frothy, what do you want to do?
I'm thinking, since we did get our armor on, I just didn't remember that.
Yep.
That's
We kinda did that because a lot of people was a bad idea without
Indeed.
armor.
saving the magics for now. I think will be my plan, so I can do it later without incinerating my lungs.
Yes.
So let's have a shield raised, sword out, slow advance with the enemy has archers. Let's not get killed by them.
All right.
before
So
we
you're
reach your goal.
moving towards one of the guys with. You're not charging. You're moving slowly forward.
I imagine that's the most efficient, but I don't actually know.
You can, they're coming at you full tilt. So if you want to, you can go for one of them.
I'll go for one of the spearmen, I guess.
All right. Any of the ones that are already engaged, or one of your own?
My own, of course.
All right.
I want number 4.
You want number 4. You get number 4.
Boo! Number 4 is mine.
Yours is number 5.
No, they're all mine. Go away.
Ah.
Take out an arrow.
Brilliant. Okay, roll some to hit, please.
No, it's been a while. Let's see if we can still do it.
I let Ren pick one. Take one of the arrows.
But I can't get to them.
Oh, okay.
Oh. All right, let's see. These are melee attacks. I'll try an impaling attack because
Yes. That hits. Let's see, impaling damage. Ooh, nice. That goes.
Thrusting broadsword?
Yep, thrusting broadsword. Yeah, that has a point instead of a rounded tip. So let's see. Roll. That's subtract. Oh, he's got a shield as well, obviously. So let me see if he is able to parry. He isn't. That's too much. So he subtracts.
And that's impaling damage, of course.
Yes, of course it is. So he takes, with the shield still, he takes 2 points of damage and we'll round it up to 3. There you go.
Aha.
And let me just get this so that it's uniform layout here. There we go. And then it is Gylfi.
Yeah, Gylfi will try to shoot one of the archers.
Yes. There you go.
Where is he? Where is the bow? Bow is here. Double check. Bow. Still 11. Yeah. You.
That
He
is.
will use.
Yeah.
He will use luck.
Yes, of course, you have luck.
Be lucky.
Yes, you hit.
You my
Defense,
lucky
yeah.
little webbit.
You do, in fact, hit. Let's get some damage.
Where is it? Boom.
That actually doesn't do any damage to him. That is not enough to get through his armor. So there is
You
that.
tap him nicely on the armor.
Yes, and then it is them, and the. Let's just go from the top here. He goes towards Ren, who's already, drowning him. He wants to do something about that. And he hits. Let's see if Ren can dodge that. Or should he parries? He tries to parry. He does. He parries. And then it's number 2. Number 2 goes for, because the archers are in the back, so he goes for Ilva. Let's see if he can hit anything. He can.
Maybe I can parry.
Yes, there's a chance. Yes, you parry.
With a two-handed hammer.
Yes.
There you go.
And this guy, of course, then goes for Frothy because,
Rude.
yes, equal opportunity murderizing here.
But I'm supposed to murder.
He barely hits.
I want to try and block it then.
Yes.
Um,
That is a critical failure.
Oh my god. You're not supposed to roll high here, Brody.
Nope. That is a critical failure. So
666.
yes, what happens
He's
is
the devil child.
Yes.
Oni!
Oni. What happens here is that he actually bats your shield arm out of the way, and he does so, with the spear tip. So you take slight extra damage.
Oh no.
Oh yes. So let's see. That's 7 points.
How much does the armor subtract?
The armor subtracts the armor value.
It would be under 12.
And it's obviously it's
yes.
impaling. It's impaling.
So the armor has a value of 5/3 star.
Yeah, so it's 3 versus impaling.
Okay. What's the star? Do you know? Or the asterisk?
Can't remember.
It was because it was different.
Yeah, that's why. It was because this was Southlander metal, which is slightly higher.
Oh, that's true.
So you take.
Now, where do I note down the fact that I've taken 4 points of damage?
Yes, let me just put it down here. No, actually, you just keep an eye on that. It should be somewhere on your character sheet where you can enter that.
Under general,
Yep.
right beside your attributes, there's max HP and current HP.
Ah, right. Well, we're down to soldier number 5, who obviously wants to see if he can't hit Ilva because he's been unshielded.
Just slightly disarmed.
He does hit, and you've already
Yay.
parried.
Yep.
So let's see. He gets.
Is he playing with a spear?
He is, in fact. Jesus. It is impaling, which means that you take 1 point of damage, and it's upgraded to 2. So yeah, 2 points.
She doesn't look that impressed.
No, not really. And then we have some archers.
Only comment out of her is I wanted a fight, not a
Yes.
scratch.
We have some archers. We shall just distribute them to begin with because they follow pretty much the same method you do, almost. Like so.
What?
There you go. Oh, not Gylfi, all of them. Sorry.
I was about to say, I'm not sure we're focusing fire quite as much.
There you go. Sorry. Sindri, you are not that much of a target. Or Goofy isn't, rather. I'm really messing up now. Alright, we start out with number 6, who rolls to hit. Sindri? Let's see. His bowstring snaps. He's not actually... That breaks his bow. That's 2 18s in the same fight.
Aha! I got you! Ploing!
Beautiful.
Careful. Don't hurt your throat.
My throat is just.
There we go.
I think. Oh, yeah. I get to sound like that old man from the last few sessions if I laugh.
Yeah, pretty much. Anyway, number 7 rolls to hit Gylfi. Let's see. Oh wow, that's a crit the other way.
This is a very extreme fight.
This is an absolutely extreme fight.
Oh, dear God, the powers are having fun. Snap. Ooh, you got a hit.
Oh dear God.
Run!
Yeah, we will finish this round and then we will get back. That's impaling damage.
You get to subtract 3 of them, and then it gets...
It doesn't kill him outright. That's not how it works. But it does
So you have
mean...
to roll a health check.
Indeed. But that means that all in all, you take 21 points of damage and one...
That would actually bring Ilva to -3.
Yeah, 21 points of damage, and you subtract 3.
Don't
so
kill the
that's-
healer!
Why do they
that's-
always go for the healer?
That's bad.
That's just not fair.
Obviously, he plants an arrow that goes directly, it goes deep into your chest and through it. It goes all the way through. You have an arrow sticking out the front and back. And I'm assuming that takes you down to negative hit points.
Well, technically, I don't want I don't want to be this guy, but like, technically we just passed an hour of play.
Yeah, but as I said, we will finish this round.
No, not that. Technically, my luck resets after an hour of play, and I can't use luck to force GM to reroll a roll. Technically,
you have 1 per round.
per hour of play.
True, you do. So you can use that. That's okay. Well, you can't make me reroll the. You can make me reroll the damage. You can't make me reroll the because you need to do it immediately. But I can reroll the damage. That's the last roll I rolled.
Oh, sure, we roll the damage. So it's twice and choose the lowest.
Let's see. I'll just reroll the damage here, and let's face it, there's a good chance I'm not going to roll as high. Yeah, that was still bad, but more manageable. That is 9.
You still have to roll again. Twice and choose the
Oh,
lowest.
it's twice. Oh.
That's also the
okay.
reason he
Sorry,
rolls
yes.
twice.
Yes, well, it's still 9, that's the lowest. Times 1.5, which means add another 5 to it. That's 14. So you take 11 points of damage after we subtract the armor. Is that you should still be standing, although ouch.
Yeah, mine max HP is 13.
Yes. Holy shit. But that still, you have an arrow sticking out of your chest, and it hurts.
Hey! We are siblings now! We have matching scars!
Yes. But still, you are still alive. That's better. Okay, that was your second. Then we roll for Sindri. Oh, he misses. And Ren, he hits. Ren has already...
It's also a crit, isn't it?
Nope, it's not. You have to roll 3, 4, or 5 for it to be a crit.
But it is a 4.
Wait, what?
1, 1, 4.
Right, no, it's a 6. I just didn't take the +2 off. That's a 6. 1 plus 1 plus 4. That's 6. So he hits, but it's not. Yeah, I should have taken off.
The total has to be that. Okay.
Yeah, and I
Okay.
for some reason forgot to take the +2 off the end. So strictly speaking, I would have hit Sindri, but that's my bad. So we've moved on. He hits Ren. And damage 4. Okay, that's 6 points of damage to Ren, because he doesn't actually wear armor. There we go. So,
You can see Ren is sexy.
we'll just get a different color on him just to be able to keep. There we go. And
He's
Okay,
also
so-
multicolored, both purple, green, and blue.
yes. Actually, let's go with a different color so we have one that's unique to him. There we go. That clearly also hurts him, but then we shall take our first break here, guys, and be right back with more fighting in just a moment. So don't go anywhere.